So this video is about how to evaluate functions. So basically, how do you put in an input and get out an output with a function? So we'll just go through a few examples. So this function is function f. The input at the moment is x. That's just a placeholder though. And the rule for this function is take the input and subtract 2. So now I want to know what's function f if instead of x, I have -6 as the input. So literally you're just taking out x and putting -6, meaning I'm going to take out this x that was the placeholder for the input and put in -6. So f of -6 equals -6 minus 2, which is -8. That's the output that goes with this input. If I wanted to write that as a coordinate, it would be -6, -8, but it just asked for the output. That was just a little bonus. Here's another example, and this one's a little weird. This one wants me, I have a function h, the input at the moment is n, and the rule is to do n minus 2, which is literally just the same function as this. I just relabeled some things. All right, this one wants me to put in 2n as the input, which is a little weird. First of all, because there's already an n there. Second of all, that's not a number. It's got some variables in it, but that's okay. Remember, this n was just acting as a placeholder. We are going to literally take it out completely and put in this instead. Instead of n, we're putting 2n. So literally take out the n, put in the new input. And that's it. 2n minus 2, I can't do anything with that. So like there's no simplifying to be done here. It's 2n minus 2. Notice that on this one, the input was just a number and I got a number out. Whereas on this one, my input had some variables in it and I got some variables out. And that is to be expected. On this one, same function, h of n equals n minus 2, but now I want to do an input of n plus 5. So again, just completely take out the n that was there and put in n minus 5 in its place. So take out this n, put in n minus 5. And so basically, h of n minus 5 equals n minus 5 minus 2. Those parentheses weren't really necessary because there's nothing in front of them to be distributed, so I don't really need them. And then minus 5 and minus 2 makes n minus 7. Okay, this one's kind of similar. This is the function m of x equals x squared plus 1, but now I want m of x plus 5. I know it's confusing because there's like multiple x's here. You're not going to like multiply these x's together. You're literally taking out that x and putting in x plus 5 in its place. So m of x plus 5 means take out the x that was there, and instead of the x that was there, we're putting this. So x plus 5 squared. We can simplify this a bit. Be careful, you can't just square both of them because this is multiple terms. We're going to need to actually multiply it out 2 times. X plus 5 squared is x plus 5 times x plus 5 plus 1, which gives me x squared plus 5x plus another 5x plus 25 plus 1. And then I'll combine some like terms. So x squared, 5 and 5 makes 10x, 25 plus 1 makes 26. So that's my final answer. That's the output here. Notice my input had some x's in it, so my output has some x's in it. All right, we can also do this with a graph because a graph is just a visual representation of a function of inputs which are the x values, and outputs, which are the y values. And it helps me to say input and output sometimes instead of x and y. For example, this is function h. Like this graph is function h, it's labeled. I want to know what happens if I have an input of 2. Remember, this is the x value, it's the input. So where on the graph is the input or x value 2? That is here. So what's the output at that point? Well, if I go look at where the graph is, it's here at also 2. So that when the input is 2, the output is 2. Because this is literally the point, 2, 2. So when the input is 2, the output is 2. Let's try another one. This one has an input of -3. So I'll go to where x is -3 and see where y is. In this case, it's at +3. This is the point, -3, 3. So when the input is -3, the output is 3. So graphs are actually pretty handy. You don't even have to do any work. You just got to go look for it. Tables are the same way. If it ever gives you a table of x and y values, or maybe f of x values, if you've got the point 2, 2, and -3, 3, I just put those in the table. Let's say it asked, what is h of 2? Well, I would just go to my table. Oh, sorry, this should be h. I should go to my table, see where the input is 2, and go look for the output, which is 2. Same thing with this one. Where is the input -3? That's here, where x is -3. So what is the output? 3. It's as simple as that. Just look it up in the table.